Abusuya a prophet kese ba ko prophet Telvin sowa e de nsem kese bi aba betumu abusuya wo cheche nimamu e cheche mu e mane ko pie se owura John Dramani Mahama eye ne term 4 years ye de nanim abusuya enyema bi bekwatia ne pa che se wanye careful a wanhwe akonya no eso enye ne de ba ko sei prophet Telvin sowa enso ye obi abusuya obekaye a ono ono be hye nkom kese pa edit on me say owura John Dramani Mahama oye ne den ono ne ba befro akonya no eye 2025 ye koi abusuya na Prophetic edibatu bia say enyema bi ebetoto eye owura John Mahama even po no ebetimi akosto no pa e wona mamu abusuya ensem amanfo ka no enye asemketo odi free dollar rate edekọ ekopem gold so edekọ ekopem oman ni buori nyina so abusuya Prophet Telvin sowa edi really secret akese bi edi atoto abusuya ye pese ekọ ne kweti bu ba ye ba ye beto aso edi amawo pepepe
on our country no e ka ho papa oman no so far kosen
oh nyame adom ekọ ne kakra it's not easy but nyame adom bibia according to plan and at the end of the day everything will come into its conclusion
yenyi se oye odifo a wasen kom se omanpani bi beba konya so awaba senia oman na ekono no ekono as a Ghanaian when it home is that what you prayed for?
What I prayed for, it is too early to determine the outcome very early, but obviously some few things that has been done is very promising, and I believe say constantly something better will come out of it. And I maybe Gidi say in planting you will just notice the sand and then the seed, but then in harvesting you can see the fruits and the tree. So right now, and I think it's in the season of planting, so we can just notice the dirt and then the water and then the seed. But at the end of the day, we may see the tree and the fruits. That's the foundation.
My main starting is say the other day Obama can say who said there will be two major decisions. I was some Manpenny John Dramani Mahama Oteki said. Odi sika Ghana yewo no ebewura agric mu anase ebe gold investment.
All right.
Ma o kan say mampani edi sika no be kwa to gold like or the be invest in gold.
In gold, yeah.
Now initial you know it will be good in the eyes of people.
Right.
Papa 2025 budget what kan mu kakra.
One or two stuff be around.
Yes. Osha sika aban edira gold muno a gold board numuno. It's about $279 million. And sika odera Greek muno 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. Not just say check here. It's about 3 times a Greek DNO.
A Greek DNO, okay.
Sofo oni empenifo akasa
absolutely
omutie ana omutie
omutie bi yeah obviously omutie bi
na gold in sense because semi ade na ekono we initial investment omoye
yeah
and omode agric there no times 3 era gold investment no ebekoye.
At the end of the day, everything will change towards the agriculture.
Okay.
Yes, in the next movement, going to be all on the agric side. And things are going to go for the better. In
the
oh yeah, yeah. The communication has been done, but the reason is that something is about to happen. Once that thing is not honored, like the structure of time is not fully honored, and I make a term with the last time they say once the things that are supposed to be done are not done, and things that has to be do with our Greek is not taken, it will show its sign. Yeah. So once you see the sign, you will notice so quickly there will be U-turn very quick, very fast.
Sign bear no.
You will see how the economy will go. It's a very different situation altogether.
Now, say gold no. M1 economy na.
Not at all. Not at all. In the beginning, it will look rosy, very beautiful. Obi anybody, you look at it, you listen to it, things are going 1 or 2 stuff, there will be some amount of money coming out and things like that. But at the end of the day, it won't go anywhere.
Because social media, mainstream media, no so say a man for any gold board, no say as a expectation is very high.
Exactly. It started very nicely, but then at the end of the day, sir, I remember I told you what is going to happen. At the end of the day, yes.
O can say match BBC na BBC and na BBC BB. So for na idea na now expect to say be happen in March.
It is a catalyst in time. I'm the only one that can be able to deduce it. I'm just looking for my marking. Once I'm in home marking, I cannot determine the outcome of everything. Yes. They say in the Mahama, Mahama, as we go on, we'll begin to break things down into deeper fields. Yes.
Okay. And so far, no, Oshesusumwa, or may near my benia, as is at what Eba Bessie in a few months now, and a few weeks now.
The economy. There are a few things that are supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Number one.
Okay.
So we started some few lists I'm about to bring forth.
Yeah. So for answer number 2, so no, we are live on Facebook Accra 100.5 FM, and I feel later on no obeshe wo Kwekusampa TV and I feel Pen Dream TV. Pen Dream TV mo beshe wo ho Pen Dream for no mo mo mra Kwekusampa ho no mo na yende mo subscribe kakra na yende na kuja enti mo pusi kakra mra Kwekusampa mo beba no na branch manim de dwa bibia ye level so I say so for that
so there are a few things that are about to happen.
Okay.
By the grace of God, certain things be adjusted in time that I am looking at. There are some fields of operation and there are some agreements that is about to be brokered. And at the end of the day, a better release Ghana in 1 year time. In this year, 1 or 2 things will be done, which is just on a normal basis. But then there is something that is about to happen that will release Ghana from next year, and that will begin to launch a very different angle, which has to do with a lot of financial income, and then infrastructures will begin to develop. Different things will be popping out, which is very, very unique in the structure of the country. So, there are some things that are about to happen now as I speak to you from August that is going to change the face of the country next year.
Take form being there a release or minus
agreements be baba because some contracts agreements which has to do with certain investments in the country.
Our sector being
in all the sectors, from building and establishment of the military, things that has to do with the police system, so many things. The best say we know a flash of opening. It will begin. That's going to be the most important key principle that will save the face of the NDC people. What I say?
Okay. And no, a divine and I say a omanpenino shishena.
Divine orchestration, yeah, bro, papa.
Okay. And there, mobile home pie say, ain't no.
That's what is in time. We work and merge time, so that's what is going to happen within the timeline. Yes.
Hey. And Ebema from next year, Koduniama Bebafo.
Niama Bebafo, yes. Things will be well adjusted. Yes. Exactly. It will bring things into a level, say, we'll be able to enjoy certain things in this country that is very feasible.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ebema dollar na form.
Not at all.
Hey.
It won't affect the dollar in any way. The situation of the dollar being at 19 Ghana cedis is a situation where there is something that Donald Trump will be doing. The thing that Donald Trump will be doing is what is going to cause that chaos. It has nothing to do with the president of Ghana.
So for Donald Obeding,
it's about to make unique movement, which is beyond imagination. Exactly. First things first. Once you hear about a lot of things going on, situations become about the Russia-Ukraine wars and other stuff. Obaba be put a lot of economic strategic movement. Once it starts doing that, the American currency will be strengthened beyond imagination. That's where we fall. Because we were not prepared for that. It surprised us. And once the surprise comes in, our currency will come crumbling down. It will not go up again.
Hey.
Not this year. The best that next year is when you begin to feel its impact. But this year will be $1 on top. I remember I told you that in this same year the currency will shoot like crazy and then drop immediately, and then we'll adjust again, and then quickly I had to change $100 for almost 18 Ghana cedis.
And no, say me sure say or mine no na IABB.
Exactly. But then they were not ready for something that happened, and that was what took them by surprise. Yes.
Where do Russia and Ukraine there? Say recently, no. Donald Trump craft frey Ukraine man penima just say ekoye ntokwa asumdue bebeni
Dabi April Umber tried to broker a peace agreement. The peace agreement will not work, and then by October Russian boots will be in Kyiv.
By date being October
this year. Yes, Russian boots will be in Kyiv.
Hey, every year na bekwa ko say
area no different kind of bombs will begin to fly. It will become worse. Nobody can stop the war. That's the problem. And that's the outcome of the equation. Because as I told you, I was with Nakuja. I told him the assassination in the Middle East and who they were assassinated. I described the man, the president, the position in Libya, and in everything about him. After they are done assassinating the person, they've gone to the other side as well. Other people that said the assassinations will go on. But then there's a problem that's going to go on. There is a problem that they are going to push a battle towards Belarus. And when Belarus gets involved in it, when the bomb hits one of their cities, that's what escalates every other thing, because it's going to go full force from the other angle. That's when Russian boots will land on Kyiv. It's a very simple storyline.
When that happens, Ukraine, any America bear back home, and
not at all.
It want to be the fate of Ukraine for no.
They'll be standing on a lone ranging structure with NATO, and then there's nothing anybody can do to help them.
I see. Everything for a higher crowd 100.5 FM. Your name Prophet Telvin Adesoa, and yene no ewo if ye ha ye twetwen komono emrepem no ene de menye sure say bitime bia homa no na yahwe enti hwe ma me nkose papa ma me misa say o can say from March April no bibi besi nansa na be responding fem ye ne Prophet Telvin Adeso wana egusu a ye twetwen komono so for na wanu gusu a o kasa about funeral bia ansha ye de any be witness in the country adaruma.
Yes, and I said towards the end of the year we'll be able to witness those things. Exactly. Okay. That is popping out. And I told you that is appointees. That is what is going to happen. Due to that, that is going to bring a shuffle within the system of governance. That is how come our positions we were switched. I think I said that in our previous interview. Yeah. So that one is set and marking. The time is set.
There
are things that can be changed. But you know, one thing about the timeline is that one or two of it will definitely slip out of our fingers. Yeah, but we'll try. We'll try our best. Our very best. Also, there are some few things I want to put across.
Okay.
And in that angle, no, this is where we go.
Okay.
Number one, I remember telling you, say, for the first time in the country, someone would try to assault the president directly in a very unique manner, trying to attack the president. Now, I realize in time that the situation that the decision that is going to be made by the gold and then the agriculture and what it will bring forth in November, that is how come it initiated a structure that ended up bringing such a situation towards the presidency. Now, breaking that structure down, no, you're breaking it down.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, crado.
I told you, say, with Nakuja in the interview, say, I think last year before the election, I think our last interview.
Okay.
And in that interview, we spoke about this thing, attack B, something that has to do with a funny demonstration that they want to use to destabilize the country in a very funny way. And as I was speaking, the people that were given access to that demonstration were people that were seeking opportunity for governance, and the government did not appoint them. So I remember I told you, say, a man for me, because of my position, they wouldn't get it into, you know, they would play a very funny role. So the presidency will be working, but the same people in the same government will be trying to sabotage the play of the presidency. Because one funny thing is that in 2027 to 2028, there are appointees that are sitting down on the seat of the which are appointed, obviously, and those people will be sabotaging the president because they were afraid that Mahama is going to run election in 2028. You asked me the question, I've answered you the question. Exactly. They were afraid, so they will begin to play sabotage. They will begin to play sabotage. So there's going to be a situation which is about $121 million situation that they are going to talk about. And then that has to do with the energy sector situation, where that money will be handled in a very funny way. And it will create a lot of situation. To understand that if you don't take care, because of that, there will be situation with the Electricity Company of Ghana. Very, very big situation that will end up in court, a whole lot of dragging up and down. To understand, say, if you don't take care in the country, the Electricity Company of Ghana will be held under certain injunction, and if they will make a decision to off the country, turn off light, zoom. We are not working again. Because there is these things that are not done. Airports will be going off, ministries will be going off, independence, different sectors. They like everything. Like
sabotage.
About 2 weeks, yes.
Our energy sector.
Energy sector, yes. As a result of certain games that is being played, that is going to really extend into a very massive ground. And that is not like, it's not the appointees of the energy sector that is doing that.
Okay.
It is some people that have missed opportunity to be appointed, and then they will begin to play the sabotage. And then secondly, those that are trying to contend for 2028 election primaries, they will begin to play that gamble. Ebro almost started to play that gamble because they want to make sure that even if Mahama has a chance to say, let me go forward and declare, so I want to go for 2028, it is not possible. Exactly. And that is number one thing that we look at.
And Impending Mahama, I want to give you so about 2028.
2028.
Osha timeline number obeko.
In the timeline that I'm looking at, there are two branches of time that I'm looking at.
Okay.
In the first branch of time, he was running for presidency. And he was able to complete all the 4 years, and then he's able to continue to the 8 years and concluded. Because in that time, in 2027 March, there's going to be an agreement and an arrangement in court, and certain things will be adjusted. And then when those things are adjusted, he will be placed on to continue the journey. But then in the main branch of time that I'm looking at, he will run for presidency. In 2 years' time, he will have no vice president, and then he will conclude the election in 4 years.
And some no, can they say you're confused?
It is established.
First branch of time, no. Or running for 2028. But after 2 years, no, he has no vice president.
No, that one he will continue with his vice president.
Okay.
And complete his time.
Okay.
Yes. The one that is running
from 2028, as I'm near King.
Yeah, to 2028. So running for, when he's running in the timeline, is 2 branches. Let me break it down again.
Okay.
The first branch of time, he will run for the presidency, close the presidency at the 4 years term, which is 2028 is done.
Okay.
It's done for. There is no going forward and everything.
Okay.
The one it will extend to 2020. This thing for the extra 4 years after 2028, which is going to run.
Yeah.
Is going to run, and in that time, that's the main branch of time itself. He will go, and in 2 years from now, as I speak to you right now, 2 years specifically from now. I'm not drunk tea this morning. 2 years specifically from now, he will be able to run for the presidency. But before he will run for 2028, 2027, he will have no vice president.
Hey, 2028 now, or running Norway near, or be maintaining the vice president.
He will have none. There is no vice president.
So for me, in the emphasis 2028, from CCR copying 2028, we are running with Prof J Nana.
Yes, let me give you a speech. There's a nice speech. I'm hearing it in time.
Okay.
You know, time when you move through time, you're looking at what is happening in real life. Unless you try to tamper with it. I'm not tampering with anything now. Now, unless I have to, but I don't have to, so I'm not. Now, in time, I am looking at a speech being given with heartfelt, how do you call it? Heartfelt, not condolence. It's the way he said it. It's with strong heart or deep heart, something. I want to express my condolence to the family of this and and in the situation. But unfortunately, I couldn't finish the speech. Left the stage. Yes.
Why speech Nana? Oh man,
that one. When we get there, I'll tell you exactly what it is all about. Yeah.
And we say from 2029 echo.
No, not 2029.
Within
2 years from now.
2027.
Yes.
Okay. I'm interested in after 2028. No. And what I will say from 2029 echo or contest here, what will happen?
He will not have, once you realize he's not having a vice president, he will contest. Every prophecy that we give here comes with a key. The key is what unlocks the structure of the prophecy. The prophecy is that for him to contend for the 8 years within the timeline, he doesn't have any control over it. He will have no vice president. And then he will complete the 8 years and then continue. He complete the 4 years and continue to the 8th year.
Why not orchestrate this, man?
It's already set in time.
When they set it?
It is a timeline event. It's an amazing thing. We can tamper with it, but then it's already been set from before the foundations of the earth. Yeah.
Say, vice president also resigning way.
If he resigns, if she resigns, she falls into the same category. I can't break it down to you. Yes, I don't have utterance to tell you exactly the details, but we'll break it down. But we can temper with on some few things, but I don't want to break it down.
Stay higher, but Papa, to us number 2.
Number 2, we proceed further to the next stage of operation in the divine structure of what God has set. Now, number 2, I will see something that is happening. And I'm looking at it vividly in clarity. These ones are the things that we are supposed to adjust very quick, very fast. As I'm saying it, you understand? Now, well, as you're looking at the timeline for the years of election, by 2028, as me and you are sitting down here, you're going to enjoy the country in ways you cannot imagine. Because things are going to change financially for the country, and then in terms of certain developments that is going to pop up. Certain things are going to happen. That's the second thing I want to tell you. Say things are going to change for the better. But then the only group of people that were causing the problem were those that are afraid the president will run for the 8 years term. So they'll start trying to sabotage him. And when the sabotage begins, even you realize that the country, something is happening. It's 2 people that are ruling the country, the party and the president.
Say, you know, 2028, no?
Yes.
Dudwana can say ebia chief of staff in Ebeko.
No, he will not make it. He shouldn't waste his time.
General
the timeline
Mosquito
is already set. He has a claim.
in 2028.
Yeah, there are only 2 people that are capable of becoming president in that timeline.
Okay.
I only know who the president is, but then you understand what I mean. As Baumia said, you have to leave the best for them, the best one for the last, As the Sudzu said, do not divulge the weapons of victory beforehand. When I come with the weapons of victory, I come with time, date, hour, minute, every detail. And this time, 3 years ago, it was time and date and things. Last year, it was time and date and everything. This year, description of clothes, view, face, every detail. Name, mother's name, father's name, whoever it is. To the last dot. We'll leave no
I'm interested. And then, no, and some prepare can they do. Eti, already Julius Debra, Obe contested.
Oh, he will try to, make that foundation, but then he will withdraw.
General Mosquito's way.
He's the main thing.
I said, Maba.
But then notwithstanding, there's one amazing thing. On him say in time, I saw something happening strangely in time. Said the MPP party, there is also another person that has formed another party out of the party.
Hey, within 4 years,
2028 election. And I was amazed. I was like, what are these people doing to the party?
As you know, the Alan, I know.
Yes. The return of Alan is in 2027.
He will come back to MPP.
Yes, they'll drag him back.
To lead the party.
But it's not going to work. That's it. News flash. The same angle in October.
And no cancer power. Alan will come back in 2027.
Yes. They'll drag him back. They'll pull him everything, communication, every structure, and every other thing. But then it won't work at the end of the day. It will work perfectly from the beginning. But then, almost to the election again, in October, the thing will fail. But that was the biggest track and movement and every other thing. And then they would disappoint Kennedy Japan because he'll be winning the election, and all of a sudden for the primaries, and all of a sudden Baumia would divide him into pieces very quick, very fast. And that's the strangest thing that is going to happen in time. So that one is another thing. But then, as I said, the timeline is already set. I've still mapped the 16 years. 16 years of NDC in power. So whoever is brought is not going to mean anything.
Okay, sir, they will try to give Dr. Baumia a female vice presidential candidate.
Yes. When we get there and I have a chance, I'll break it down to you.
Lawyer Safwana. Because I say you say or call radio talk. Can the boss asem? Oh yeah, no. Say no.
Not at all. Dabi.
Baumia mfano.
Dabi.
And why you in the one kasa no?
So that's what is going to happen. There's going to be another division there at that angle. The election in 2028 is a very, very funny business. I call it monkey business. NDC has the President Mahama and the NDC party dragging for the presidential seat. MPP have 3 individuals dragging for the presidential seat for their flag bearership. And at the end of the day, all those people that are dragging on the right side there, none of them will go. But then the NDC people will push towards it. Julius Debra has fallen off. We have Asidun Kitia. Now as I speak to you now as I speak to you right now, there's only one person that is standing in front of the presidential seat. His name is Asidun Kitia, the General Mosquito. Yes, is the person that has the claim of the presidential seat in Ghana. Yes, the ultimate one. But then behind the seat in time, which is not a viewership of the seat. When I use the word behind the seat in time, what I am saying is that if he's standing in front of it, somebody is standing at the other side, they are contending. The only person is looking at his name is the one that will become the president. Can't tell you his name. But then
within NDC now.
Within NDC, don't worry. The next president that becomes the president in 2028. You understand? Once you see the vice president is gone, know that Mahama is 8 years. Yes.
Nipa na obeto aso after President Mahama no. Ofri region ben.
The Parliament was after President Mahama. We have not converged the timeline. So we are still holding on to Mahama for 8 years. And one thing that is going to happen in time is Alan and Baumia. No, Alan and Kennedy Japan. They will shake the whole country. You in your head, you would even think, say, Ken will become president, he will win the primaries, but then magic, last minute, during the primaries, don't know where Baumia's results are coming from. Boom. Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Baumia, flag bearer of the MPP again, opposition, 4 years.
Dr. Baumia.
That's not what I'm saying. You are the one saying.
Wow. What raises, I mean, major points were her.
Okay.
About Alan Cash, any Kennedy Japan before me alliance.
Yes. Very solid alliance in September.
This year?
Not this year.
Okay, after some way or more primaries, no. Okay. And then Dr. Baumianso, any Kennedy Japan call elections na contest na Ken Belidi, but all of a sudden,
he'll win. Ken has won. They've raised up his hand everywhere, like, oh, Ken. Hey, they are surprised, Ken. 11 p.m. I'm giving you time. 11 p.m. 11:45 there about 11 p.m. there about. By the time you realize somewhere around 11 p.m. there about, some funny game is going on, funny business, monkey business is going on. That's the end. Baumia comes up. He has won like thousands, hundreds of thousands. He has won them like Bribo very far. I don't know whether they banned Ken's result or however they did it, but it's a very brutal
business. Counter friends a vote near the Adena only dinner.
It will just surprise everybody like magic. Boom! All of a sudden he has lost, and then they come back to opposition again, and then they play the role again until the next 4 years again. 2032. On the hill.
On the hill, no. So this time, what will happen to Baumia? Na hill, no, so because now, I say, we capture party, no. Ken ko for me alliance with Alan. At the end, Baumia so free MPP, no.
When we get there, tell them about me, or say, do not divulge the weapons of victory beforehand. So I'll keep that one. Absolutely. And then let's break down. You said you wanted to talk about football.
I mean, who said, was it Kama?
Kama didn't Suleiman, yeah.
Who say, or handy over trophy, the Amani club, and
yes. And then he will be able to take us through our trek into the World Cup. In the World Cup. That guy will save our life. If they want to get to the quarterfinal, that's the guy that took us to the quarterfinal. But then spiritually, there are certain things that has happened to him when he was playing football. He has a knee problem. I prophesied about it a long time ago. The problem is within his knee. There's a struggle. It's a demonic working that is going on within his knee. On the 62nd minute of the World Cup play that we are going on, when we begin to ascend in the group stages, somebody will tackle Kudos behind the center. He will be playing in front of the center. I say, Ultra center at your right side. They are wearing white and red lines inside their jersey. Obebon is sliding. He's wearing number 17 jersey. He will break his ankle on the match on the 62nd minute. Once that thing happens in timeline, we will lose the match by 4-1. At that time, Kamadin is already